Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the mighty Imperial Japanese forces tasked by Admiral Yamamoto Isoroku and of course the Emperor himself Hirohito to maintain control of Guadalcanal Island and the theatre around it and defend it from those pesky American forces coming in and constantly trying to take it back from us. They're rightful leaders as well. Just a bit of news before we start today. Next week I am planning to upload a couple videos from a stream I did this week with my good friend the Clan of Dunleeb, Chieftain Dunleeb as he likes to be known. We did play some Warhammer Vermintide 2 together, and this is not going to be at the cost of some War on the Sea videos. They will be coming at the regular schedule for you. This is going to be on the in-between days where we do not upload anything for you. This is something we both want to do to diversify our channels a little bit because both of us have created these channels with the aim in mind to just have some fun with some gaming, really. No particular other aims in mind. We just want to showcase what we do in our own time and make some time of our hobbies, really. So with that being said, I hope you understand, and please check out the streams when we do. If you follow both of us, you'll be able to interact with this game a bit more. It does come with a built-in Twitch system where you can play against the chat, which is absolutely amazing fun. But with that aside, we have some American task forces to scout out and destroy. We have destroyed a couple battleships in the previous episode where we sunk it with both a I-15, I believe it was. It was certainly a submarine. We took out a South Dakota with our submarine, and we took out the North Carolina with a successful strike of Kates, taking 10 out of 12 torpedoes in that strike, which is amazing stuff. So now we have just a couple light cruisers and destroyers to deal with from that task force. Should be a very easy surface engagement, but we are of course going to screen that with more Kates and Vows if we can. So let's get into it. I'll see you on the strategic map, which is here, everyone. So, first things first, I think we are going to get some, I want to get some Kates up from the Shokaku. So we're going to launch aircraft and see if we can. We've got to wait 0.1 hours, not going to be any time at all. So in that case, we're going to send these Kates back straight to the Shokaku to rearm and refuel. We're going to try and bring the I-15 up. It won't catch the task force there, but it'd be nice to have some patrol. In fact, if it's not going to catch it, why don't we just patrol around this sort of way? We set a patrol point there with that. Excellent stuff. And this the I-17 is going to chase after the carrier, which we saw travelling back to the New Hebrides. So we know the carrier is there, so we know we don't need to launch any zeros for the time being, until that's spotted again, or until it's too late, of course, which has been the case in previous episodes. Having said that, we are going to launch some scout planes, and they're going to come down, they're going to search out for that task force, and they're going to scout beyond that as well. I think they're going to come down here with our first one, and we're going to get from the Chikuma, we're going to get a Jake just to patrol around this task force at a 60-kilometer radius like that, which would be excellent stuff. Give us a little bit of forward warning if anything does pop up. With the Myoka, we're going to scout in this gap here, and that's going to scout generally this whole area. It's going to zigzag around and hopefully keep sight of anything coming in there. Does the I-15 or I-17 have a plane up? No, it doesn't. So that's going to go down and hopefully scout out the aircraft carrier again for us, or anything else lurking around there. We have seen quite a few submarine hunting groups in previous episodes in this area. And we're going to get the I-15s up as well. That's going to go down this way, again looking for that carrier, and just zigzag around like that. So let's go. I will see you in a second. Just as a minor note before that, we do have our Task Force 6 going around to pick up some more supplies from Rabaul to resupply Guadalcanal there. See you in a second. And that second is now. Instantly gone into our tactical view with our Kates here. We have just launched these from the Shokaku, of course, trying to sink the task force, or the remaining ships in the task force. I can't remember if we hit anything. I'm thinking of perhaps another fleet. So we did strike a destroyer with a single torpedo. That may be something else. So we're just going to double check what we do have here. Looks like 3 Clevelands. That's 2 Clevelands and an Atlanta, which is excellent stuff. We are short on destroying Atlantas so far. We're going to double check before we carry on exactly how many of those we have left in the series. They're going to have quite a lot of Clevelands left because there's just so many in that series. So we actually haven't sunk any Atlantas yet, which is a shame. I know we have hit some. So it means my memory is terrible and we've not actually sunk any. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Clevelands down as well. That's going to be quite the job to reduce all of those to 0. But that's not a problem. We've got a Marne here, 2 Marnes and 3 Marne destroyers. Okay, interesting. I think we have actually sunk a few Marnes before. Let's have a look at that. So we've got 18 in total. Yeah, we sunk 3. Okay, not a problem. But we are, of course, going to go for, I think, the 2 Clevelands here with our Kates, which is going to be that one. The first group, of course, going like this. We're going to get a box and 2 Vics, I think, is how we're going to form up. So like this, the first is going to be in a box, like that. It's going to come down, of course, to the striking altitude. And it's going to circle round back a bit just to get down to that altitude. I do believe we're going to be right in their face and very much within AA range at the moment. This one's going to form up into a Vic, go down to striking altitude, like such, and go like that. So that one's going to target the back Cleveland there. And this is going to form up into another Vic and come down like that. And it's going to target the front Cleveland, the number 2 there. Like that. Excellent stuff. Oh, something about looking at a full formation of, of planes like that. So organised, as the Japanese were. Very strict with keeping in formation, which is part of the reason they were so easy to shoot down at Guadalcanal. Not Guadalcanal, Midway. We're at Guadalcanal now. Yeah, the Bass of Midway, they just refuse to break formation with their valves and things, refusing to take evasive manoeuvres. So it's very easy for any American fighters to shoot them down. But as you can see, we are certainly in that horrible flak range here. We might have to turn out a little bit more. The enemy are taking evasive manoeuvres, so it's going to be difficult to hit exactly how we want there. So having said that, should we take a look at what's going on? We may have to change targets from the back Clevelands to the Atlanta. And that's actually our forward. Okay. What we're going to do is turn around a little bit more. This is a tad risky because we are, of course, right in their AA range. Not great at all. And having to turn around means we're going to stay in that range for even longer. But it's rather necessary at the moment, I believe. Because we do not want to have to go right on top of them before being in the correct altitude. So this is going to be a rather risky drop, actually. Cape reports new aircraft. Now that's a scout, not a problem, not a threat. If that were a surprise Wildcat, that would be a threat. Absolutely a threat. So what we're doing here, we want to get this group, that's the first and the last group. Okay, so they're in a decent position to attack the Cleveland there. So we're going to tell them to attack right now, I think. Get them down like that. They're at a decent speed and course. But this last group, I think you'll get them to attack the Atlanta, and they're going to come around out like this. Speed up a tad, just to make it a bit easier. Of course, we are definitely going to lose Kates on this approach here. There's absolutely no way we're going to avoid that. Look at all the small arms fire and all the flak coming off there. That's another Kate down. Very, very sad. So, come on. We have drops, though, with both squads, but the evasive manoeuvres might be enough there. And I think we're going to tell this one to attack now on the Atlanta. I'm just going to make sure we're increasing our speeds and altitude here. Only one Kate left in one squad, and I don't think this is going to be a sunk Cleveland. Come on, get us a couple hits, please. That's one. Get one on the back. Yeah, we've missed one on the front, so that is not a destroyed Cleveland. Might be a good idea to actually make sure we sink that rather than go for the Atlanta, so that's what we're going to do with this. Going to quickly tell them to change their targets to this Cleveland, but we are going to tell them to increase their speed very quickly here. And right at the last second we're going to tell them to drop it, but this is very, very risky here. We are definitely going to lose another Kate, and we're going to have to tell them to turn down now their speed. It should be okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That's so much small arms fire. The AI does seem to be taking more evasive maneuvers, better evasive maneuvers recently. Come on, guys. Come on. Drop. If you're not dropping, why are you not dropping? Very, very salty now. What a waste. What a waste. Oh dear. Pausing's not going to help. Absolutely terrible attack there. Refusing to listen to our orders. Yamamoto Isoroku would not be pleased there, and neither am I. Disgusting stuff. Only moderate damage to the Cleveland there. Absolute waste of our Kates completely there, and we lost so much. That's the wrong button. That is absolutely the wrong button. Yep. Yep. That's a waste. A complete waste of Kates there. So we're going to return to base as quickly as possible. And I think if we can, launch some Vals off in 0.5 hours. So I'll see you in a second. Just as a side note, we have spotted the carrier again. So what we're going to do, this Jake was meant to be spotting the carrier. So we're going to keep a little circle on that and keep an eye on the direction that's headed, which is still over here. It has spotted, of course, 3 destroyers as well. Okay, interesting. And we can see that task force again. But we'll get a notification when Shokaku is ready, which is now. So we're going to launch some Vals off of that. And we may have to already go back to the Shortland Islands to rearm the Shokaku, which is rather a shame. It's spending a lot of time going backwards and forwards there. There we go. Let's go straight into tactical and hopefully sink that Cleveland. I think I'm going to get a tad greedy and get all of our Vals on that Cleveland to make sure it's sunk. They are right in front of us. They're off our ports here. Difficult to see them though. Where are they? Well, they're over here anyway. Which is a Cleveland we hit. It is the number 2. Excellent stuff. So we're going to get everyone to target that. Come round like this. Over there. What sort of formation are we in? I think a Vic is probably best. That's brilliant stuff. This one as well to target the number 2. Like that. That's the wrong button. We're going to target, fly around over here. And this group can do the same. Targets the number 2. Because bombs don't necessarily have as much sinking power as torpedoes, of course. More for damaging, debilitating and slowing down targets. But what does the wind say? What's the weather like? It's clear, wind speed not overly high, so any fires we set won't be spreading too easily. But that's not going to be a problem there. Okay, I think we're in a decent position to attack here, so just going to make sure the orders got off on this first squad. I'm going to come out here a little. They are taking evasive manoeuvres again, so we're going to tell these back squads to turn round onto them a little bit, like that. The first squad might not get an ideal attack off, but it will at least force us to, or give us a bit more time with our second squads to line up a bit. Might get some, if we're lucky, some collisions with the Atlanta here. How are we going? Oh, that was some decent hits. That's 4 bombs. I'll take that. I'll slow it down. We're going to make sure they are. Yep, they'll definitely be told to attack. Brilliant stuff. We're going to make sure this one's told to attack as well before we forget about that, because that never happens, of course. Oh, dear me. Oh, I lost a Val. Lost another one. Was that before it dropped though? might have been. Oh, it's another 4 hits though. Another 4 hits. I'll happily take that. What's this one looking like? Please don't lose any. Come on. There we go. Excellent stuff. How you doing? Yeah, some more hits on the centre. Would have liked it on the front. Not gonna lie. But that should be some decent damage on the Cleveland. It's going to be a sitting duck now. In case we decide to do a surface engagement with that. But no, it is sinking. Excellent stuff. Wasn't looking too much in our favour on the surface of it there. Must have done quite a lot of internal damage to it. And that is a brilliant target. A very successful strike. Very easy now for our surface fleet to come and engage, which I think is what we're going to try and do. Because we haven't done a surface engagement for a while. So we're going to order a retreat to get the timer going. And how many vows? We lost 3 vows. That's fairly acceptable for a sunk Cleveland. I will take that. Of course, it's ship preservation rather than air preservation in the vanilla game, which is more important. Because as you've been seeing, it is very easy. As long as you have the patience to keep going backwards and forwards with your carriers, it's very easy to rearm them and get your planes back, which is why it was so important for us to get the Shortland Islands so we could make the trip to rearm a bit easier for our Shokaku. So let's go back to the strategic map. Some lovely 6 command points gained there. We're going to tell this group to return to base then. And this is going to be a night engagement if we do go for it. Which doesn't necessarily work in our favour, and we won't be able to get a flight or attack flight off, I think, if it does get too late. So we're going to rush towards them if we can. Actually, we're going to come over here and try and intercept them and go down. And we are, of course, still steaming towards to intercept this carrier group with our I-17 here. So, see you in a second when there's more action. And that did not take long at all. We have intercepted that surface fleet with our full surface fleet. A little too late for us to launch any aircraft to spot them, so this is going to be a tad difficult to sight anything because the weather is so dark. The weather's broken, visibility is 44%, which is terrible. Sea state is rather high as well. Wind speed is a fairly medium speed. So, where are they? They should be right ahead of us. If we look through our binoculars, we could try and fire off some random star shells where we think they might be. Or try and spot any muzzle flashes off of their gun barrels. But as you can see, we are having a lot of trouble with our binoculars at the moment. Going to pop over to the Hibiki over here. Try and spot anything on our rear. Should not be on our rear. This should be in a southerly direction. But no sign of anything. Only more clouds. It's rather a shame. Hello there, Shokaku. Blocking our view. So having said that, we're going to try and head in a southerly position, which is what we should have done in the first place. We're going to double check that we are staying in a circular formation. We are not. So you're going to make sure they form up like that first. Staying in formation is something that the AI does not like to do, and we have spotted them. Where is that? Okay, pretty much where we thought they would be. So let's carry on with our orders like that. We're going to come towards them and turn out like that, I think. Brilliant stuff. What is it we've spotted? It is the Atlanta. So let's target that. Actually, let's pause again. And we're going to make sure we've identified it with our destroyers. So it's in light cruisers and Atlanta there. Brilliant stuff. And that is probably the primary target here, actually, because that's a massive air threat and that will rip apart destroyers. Well, so with the Cleveland, to be honest, but I do quite like sinking the Atlanta. It's less in number as well. It's only 8 rather than the... how many did the Clevelands have? 27 Clevelands. Disgusting number. Far more than anything we have. So, let's go with that. We're going to target the Atlanta, of course, with our battleship, our Congo. It's going to fire some spotting shots off with both its main battery and secondaries. The Chikuma is going to fire off some AP as well. If it targets it, that'd be great. We're going to fire off, I think, some star shells. They're not going to spot, they're just going to fire a full spread like that. Miyoko can do the same if you go with armor piercing though, and spotting fire, and HE spotting with your secondaries. Shokaku, would your secondaries, do they get in range? Let's see, range is 14.8. Okay, so we've spotted everything else now, so we might actually get the Shokaku to fire its secondaries onto a destroyer, and it's nearly in range, so we are going to set up a target there. We've got to identify everything while we can. All of the destroyers were Marns, which makes things very easy for us. It means we just do Marn, click that, identify them all very easily like that. Brilliant stuff. We're going to identify, of course, the Cleveland as well now that we've spotted it. Like so. So I think actually we're going to get the Miyoko to fire not on the Atlanta but on the Cleveland. Like that. Some spotting on that. Excellent stuff. And the destroyers can fire on their destroyers. We're going to get first some shots off of the Atlanta. Fire like that. We're going to fire star shells first to spot them from the Fubuki. And then we can all fire on one destroyer at a time, I think. Like that. Just to maximise our chances of hitting there. I do believe that concentrated fire is probably the best way to go on this game. Because the chances of hitting, even at high solutions, is not the best, I've found. So what speed are we going with the formation? We're going to increase it a little bit. We're going to try and go to 28, I think. It's a lovely speed, very nice round number. And we're going to see how that's going, really. We're not expecting anything massive to start with, but the Congo, oh my god, the Congo's, oh my god. It's already on a 70% solution. We're going to change that to, so is the Chikuma here. Excellent stuff. We're going to change that to narrow fire then. And we're going to change its secondaries over to HE rather than spotting shells. We can hold that off for a little bit. Fubuki, get a couple more shots off, I think, with star shells. How's Miyoko's solution doing? It's on 44, rising to 50. Excellent stuff. So I think we can actually change that to a narrow spread and not spots. We're going to spot with the actually the Cleveland's pulling away, so I might get this actually to fire on a destroyer. We're going to fire on this one so we get everything on there like that. Do HE spotting on there. We're going to do armor piercing with our main guns. Oh, I do like the look of Miyoko's actually. The Japanese cruisers are very slim and long, which is very much a look I like in my ships. I do want to get a full broadside on them though, so we can get most of our guns firing. I've lost contact with one of the back destroyers. It's not a problem though. Once we get into formation and round, that will be okay. Do want to get a bit closer. Although ideally the Japanese are more suited for kiting. It is going to help out our main battery guns if we do get a bit closer. I'm very much relying on our cruisers and the Congo for this. Is the Shokaku firing its guns? Doesn't appear to be. Get some fire off like that. Go on, mate. Actually, does it carry star shells? We can keep that spotting. And the Fubuki was firing star shells, wasn't it? So if we get that on HE full spot, that would be better. How are the other ones doing? Yeah, they're on between 50 and 60. So we're going to get narrow shots off like that, I think. This one's not doing so well, so we get it on spotting still. The Congo's still doing well, holding it, maintaining a 60 to 70% solution. You can see how close it's getting there. Oh, I do think this Atlanta at least is done for. That Cleveland pulling away for no particular reason. So we're going to try and forget about that for now, but we will keep chase with our task force here. It doesn't look like we've taken any damage yet, which is brilliant. That's what we like to hear. We'd hate to have heard that we've taken damage already. So I think keeping some star shells out would be a good idea. So that's hopefully what the Shokaku is going to be doing. Doesn't look like it's firing just yet. It doesn't have a decent angle, so it does need to turn around a bit. What we're going to do then is actually tell the whole formation to follow the Fubuki round like that again. And they are retreating by the looks of it. Yeah, they're laying smoke. So this is going to be a long old battle now. It's going to be very difficult. We're going to get our Congo then to use spotting fire just to keep that up. It's going to do the same with its secondaries there. Alrighty then, so it does pain me to report that we have had to retreat from that, so I'll just leave the engagement there because the enemy did start retreating in full and we were not landing any shots. Dragging that out would have been a bad idea, just a waste of ammunition and time. So what we're going to do is pull back to Guadalcanal and make sure they can't land anything there and hopefully find a decisive battle in that particular area in the morning. So with that being said, we're going to keep patrolling here with the I-17, or the I-15. The I-17 is going to carry on pursuing this carrier. We do have quite a lot of command points, actually, I've just noticed. So we're going to double check what our repairs are looking like. We do still have, as a maximum, 13 days to wait for things to go by. We do still have a lot of our heavy cruisers waiting around. Quite a few Yugamos as well. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to make a submarine hunting force or two. So let's get some UC. It's been quite a long time overdue, I think, this, making a submarine hunting group. And it doesn't need to be anything too fancy. Having said that, I would like something with some firepower to it. The Shiratsus are very fast, they go 34 knots. They can fire. They do have 4 main guns. That is rather terrible, actually. Their torpedo armament, though, is 16 possible torpedoes with a range of 20 kilometers and 49 knots speed. How does that differ to Fubukis and things? Okay, so they are faster. Excellent stuff. Akatsuki's, yeah, okay, that's a Hatsuharu. Let's go to the Akatsuki. Yeah, okay. How do they compare to... Right, okay, so they're not so bad then. I think that's probably the way to go then. A mixture of Shiratsus and Asashios. So we're going to get a couple of them. How do their sensors differ? Have no radar, not a problem. The sonar, active sonar is 2 kilometers. That'll probably be the same for Shiratsus. Excellent stuff. What about their armament? Their armor themselves does not differ, so it comes down to actual gun turrets, which is not a problem at all. How much do they cost? 7 and 8. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. So we get, I think, 2 Shiratsus and 2 Asashios for our first group. That would come to 30 points, like that. And we're going to name this Sub-Hunter Group 1, like that. And they're going to come down and patrol. I think they're going to patrol around here, like that. And we should probably get some destroyers to help. Yeah, we're going to get some more destroyer groups to patrol with the supply ships. So what we're going to get there is just a couple Fubukis, I think. We have 20 in the class. We can get the Hatsuki, Miyuki, Murakamo, such and such. Shinonome is not available, and neither is the Sagri, which is unfortunate there. So you get, I think... We'll get... Yeah, let's just do the 2 there. There's no need to overdo it. They can sit and wait over here. So just come and make sure they make contact over there. As far as other groups go, I think we're going to wait around to see what happens. We're going to wait for our rest and repairs to done, I think, for anything else to happen with that, and keep some command points spare. So I'll see you in a second when we make contact with the enemy again. Welcome back, everyone. So it is 3 minutes past 6 in the morning of the next day, and we have just made contact with that surface crew that we engaged last night. So we have decided to launch all our possible vows from the Shokaku, as well as our flight of vows from Guadalcanal itself. So what I'm planning is to hit 2 groups on the Atlanta and 2 groups on the Cleveland, just to cripple that a bit, I think. Or actually, what I want to do, thinking about that, maybe to secure a kill, I want to get 2 groups on a destroyer and 2 groups on the Atlanta. So we're going to bring this one round, and that is going to target, I think, the back destroyer here, like that. Not deployed exactly how I want, so we're going to increase our speed over there. This group is going to target the Atlanta in the front there, and hopefully dive on that and secure a kill with this group, like that. And the back group can turn around and hit the Marne on the back as well, like that. That would be brilliant if we could hit all of them there perfectly. But perfectly is not something that happens in this game, unfortunately. That's not going to turn exactly how I want it, so I'm going to bring it out like a bit wider. May have to do the same with this flight as well. So I'll join you back when we are in range. And that appears to be now. I am going to change our course just a little bit to micro everything, just that little bit better. We're going to stay out of their range just a tad. I think we're being helped by the visibility here. The visibility is 44%, which is excellent stuff. They are going to be helped a little bit by air radar. That's not a problem there. This group still needs to come back and turn up here a bit. We do that. And I think it's going to increase its speed again just a little bit. Should be going very, very quickly now, though, at 200 knots. But otherwise, I think we're looking good. Yeah, this group is going to attack the Marne, isn't it? So I think we can tell them to attack now. And this group, I think, is looking at a decent position. We'll get them leading on the Atlanta first. We are finally coming under fire. And I think we're looking good here. Yeah, that's looking very nice. It's going to be a bit difficult to hit the destroyer now as it's turning. We're going to just make sure this one slows down a bit. And what's the angle like? Yeah, tell them to attack now, just so we don't forget. Excellent stuff. Come on, come on, come on. Haven't lost anything just yet, which is always looking good. And that... oh, it's a very unlucky miss there. Very unlucky miss. So it doesn't look like we're going to hit that again with the valves over there. Oh, we managed to lose one right before we dive there. That's very, very sad. It's right on top of them as well. Quite an awkward angle for them to point up their guns. I lost another one on the approach there. I don't like how the camera just snaps at it though. It's very off-putting, especially trying to get cinematic shots. That was a terrible hit. That was much better. Where did it hit? Okay, so got some fires on there. Decent, decent. And how's this one looking? Yeah, probably shouldn't have gone for the destroyers. They are a very hard target to hit. But you never know. You never know your luck. We did lose quite a few vowels. I'm hoping... oh no, we've definitely lost all of the Guadalcanal ones, haven't we? Definitely. Oh dear. Well, we're going to start the retreat timer going. Somewhat unsuccessful, but it does look like we got some fairly decent damage on the Atlanta. And we are moving our Shokaku task force for another surface engagement there. So that is some very, very handy damage on the Atlanta either way. And like I say, can't always expect to sink things with valves, especially since we only sent 2 valve squads at a cruiser. And the Atlanta and the Cleveland are made for ripping apart planes. So it's just a little bit of folly there. But they are going straight to the Shortland Islands, which means we can rearm and wait for and resupply our Shokaku with more planes after a surface engagement, perhaps. So they are in the way, actually. This is sort of looking in our favour here. I'm hoping these fires spread, but we shall see. And at the end of that, that does appear that we've registered as heavy damage on the Atlanta. And unfortunately, most of our losses there were to the Shokaku launched Vals. I am tempted to send out some Kates at least to try again. So I think we might have to service our Vals first. We might even save the Kates for our surface engagement. If we try and keep our scout planes looking for them there, we should be okay. So let's keep going and see what happens. Shokaku ready to launch aircraft, not a problem. Yeah, I think we're going to save the Kates. In fact, we're just going to launch some more Jakes off to search for them. They're coming around in this sort of area there, so we're going to scout and patrol like that and try and chase them down. So hopefully that'll be good. No sign of the carrier, but we have seen a group of destroyers and light cruisers there for us to keep an eye out. We are patrolling just here to find that carrier, but it's not looking great. And we have, is that the same one? That can't be the same one. Interesting that it's gone around like that. We're going to retreat back again with this task force to Guadalcanal and see what happens there. Which way is it going? Okay, it is going to Guadalcanal. Interesting. The AI ships seem to move so quickly on the strategic map. Going to carry on like that. We should be able to intercept them there. Yeah, it looks like we're going straight for them. That's excellent stuff. Brilliant. Let's go straight in. I would like to ignore that and actually draw a bit closer. It's annoying you can't just draw closer on the strategic map. But before we go, we are going to remember to launch some Kates. All of our possible Kates. And we're going to begin. Brilliant. We're going to turn off, of course. We're going to turn off our fire at will. I really hate that order. And turn on air radar just in case. This is the thing. You know you've come into contact with the enemy on the strategic map, but you just can't sight them, which is fine. But I would like to make things a little more certain by getting closer to them on the map. They were to the south again, so that's where we're going to head down now and turn out like that. And we're going to increase our speed to a lovely 28 knots again. And then we're going to send our Kate south, of course, over there. So in the lovely box formation, I think. They're all going to head southwards as well. Form it like that. Let's head south as well. Lovely stuff. Total fleet. All we're missing now is a sub to stop their retreat. That would be brilliant actually if we had a sub down here to spot them and stop them retreating. I would love that. How is this going? It is still in circular, so we should stay in formation there. So I'll get back to you again once we make contact with them, because otherwise it's just quite a long waiting game here and not a lot to watch. So I'll see you back in a second. Okay, so our Kates have spotted and come right on top of the enemy task force here, and they are again in a full retreat, so we're going to hope to actually pull down to attack position. I should have done this quite a while ago actually. It's quite a bad mistake there since we're right on top of them. Should have done that from the start really, but it doesn't matter because since the Atlanta is right down over here, we are going to have to turn around and adjust our angle of attack a bit better, so that gives us time to dive down. I think what we're going to do is get 2 groups on the Atlanta, maybe 1 on the Cleveland, just for a bit of fun there. Because that is what counts, I think. I do apologise if you hear some plumbing in the background. It's nothing I can help, I'm afraid. It is rather loud in my building. Downstairs are just horrible. So I do apologise for that. So yeah, not a lot to say really, just hoping we don't take a lot of losses again. This might be a case of actually hitting with the Kates and then retreating again and getting a closer engagement with our surface fleet, because they are clearly retreating quite heavily and the distance between our fleet and their closest ship is 16 kilometers. So could try and get some shots off, but I don't think it's fully worth it at the moment. I really don't think it's fully worth it. So what we're going to do is increase the speed of our incoming flights to about 175-ish. Just so we don't have to waste around a little bit more. This back group can actually target the Cleveland, I think. That's going to have to go through a lot of small arms fire. To get it pull round again, actually, I think the Cleveland's going to head round in a circle like that. So they're going to increase their speed again. And go for the Cleveland, I think. This group can make sure they're targeting the Atlanta properly, please. That'd be great. How close are we to the Atlanta? We're nearly 7 kilometers away, so we do still have some approach to do. I'm going to turn over here like that with them. And make sure we're leading over here. But the Cleveland is not doing exactly what we thought. How's it turning now? Okay, it's coming back round there. So this one's just going to stay in reserve and turn around, I think. Don't need to pause, that's not going to help. Okay, so now I think we can slow down and think about attacking the Atlanta. How close is this? So they can stay at a decent speed and come up a bit. But this lot can, I think they're going to be able to attack now. What is the distance? 3.7 kilometers. Yeah, let's tell them to attack. So that Atlanta is not going to be going too quick. It's going at a speed of 24 knots. And that's okay. This lot is going to come in a bit closer, I think. Time to slow down a bit so we're ready to attack. That's quite the lead though on the Atlanta. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. This group can carry on coming for the Cleveland like that, I think. Just make sure they got some decent attack like that. And this group is leading a fair amount, so they're going to tell them to attack. I'm just going to watch this and make sure we get out of here quickly enough once we've dropped. Which is now. Excellent. So now they've done that, we're going to tell them to increase altitude and speed as much as we can. Or near enough. Where the torpedoes going, that's not looking too bad. We've got all 4 off. This makes a difference. This Cleveland doesn't know how it wants to turn, does it? Let's keep this group out of range then, I think. Like that. And the torpedoes here, not looking too bad. We're going to get 2 hits. Excellent stuff. We do of course have the second group coming in, which are certainly told to attack. So we're going to make sure they can get out fairly well. I don't really like this amount of lead though. That's not looking great. I don't know if that's coming down to positioning or not. But I really wish there was an easier way to guide your torpedo strikes. But this one's actually not looking so bad. We could get 3 hits here, and that will sink the Atlanta if we get 3 hits. Especially some on the stern. Yeah, there we go. Excellent stuff. Ooh, that was a major explosion there. That hit something decent. That's actually looking like it's put these gun turrets out of action. I think that... No, it's not. Okay, fair enough. But the Atlanta's definitely going down, which is great stuff. And these Kates could just stay out of range. So what we're going to do is tell them to do such. And stay out like this, I think. Because we're now getting into a decent range, actually, with our surface fleet. Oh, actually, we're losing range. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to watch this then. And see about attacking the Cleveland. I think what we want to do is carry on straight like this and turn around to its starboard beam. We are going to have to increase our speed to maximum though, if that's going to be possible. Actually, might not. Might slow right down to attack speed and actually go straight down here and go for it, because I think it's turning to starboard there. If we can time that right, we might be able to get a decent hit on it as it's turning, which would certainly be ideal. But I'm very happy we got the Atlanta down, so that just leaves the Cleveland now as a major threat. Yeah, we're definitely going to tell them to stop turning. It goes straight for the Cleveland now. Go like that, please. Excellent stuff. So that just leaves the Marnes afterwards. Actually, I'm not entirely sure we are going to sink this Cleveland. I don't think it's taken any hits yet. It is looking rather pristine there. And pristine is not how I like my enemy Clevelands. Having said that, I think we are going to tell them to attack, because otherwise it's going to get too late. And that's looking like quite a nice approach there. Although I would like a little more lead actually now, having complained about it previously. But what can you do, hey? Once you told them to attack, they've got a mind of their own. And I think changing their orders after they've told them to attack, is what's been messing us up recently. But that is rather a narrow target to hit, but if a stray torpedo might actually hit the Marne behind it. So this could actually be a nice Brucey bonus for us. Yeah, I'm hoping those are going to arm actually in time. But we do have to tell them to retreat and get out. That was rather a late drop actually. Those torpedoes might not arm before they get round to the Cleveland. Oh, I have lost a couple of Kates there unfortunately. Oh, we got a lovely, very useful collision there. Look at that. So that's actually the Marne's been hit by 2 and the Cleveland's taken 1 as well. Excellent stuff. That is excellent actually. That is brilliant stuff. Oh my god. So let's get these Kates out of there before we lose any more. Oh my god. That actually could not have gone much better. Because I think we're definitely going to sink that Marne now. It's being, the stern's being tipped out of the water there. Actually, what speed are they going? They're going 5 knots, aren't they? You know what I'm thinking? How many Congo guns can we get firing on there? Let's get that on actually. If we target the Cleveland or something, alright, let's target the Marne. Let's get a hold on there for a narrow AP fire, just to get our guns turned around. The speed is 5 knots at the moment. They're basically dead in the water. So what we're going to do is manual fire. They are 16. This might miss. This might be quite the miss, but we'll see. We get the position over here. Have just fired, so we'll hold again. And wait, really. That is ridiculous. If that Marne doesn't go down, I'll be very disappointed. We should really get our cruisers to fire on that. They could definitely hit that. I want to see how well this goes first. So it'd be nice to be able to time it well. How are you doing? Okay, that wasn't so bad. That was pretty much dead on. It's just straddling the target there. So that's not so bad. We'll do that again. And I think we'll fire a bit further out here. Like that. And what we're going to do is get the Chikuma to hold as well. And get his guns turning over there. Like that. And we're going to do the same for the Myoko. Oh, when things just go well, eh? Might not be how you planned, but it still goes well. That is brilliant stuff. We actually got all of our guns from the Fuso there. Not the Fuso? Oh, I wish we had a Fuso in this game. The Congo there firing, which is brilliant stuff. This could be an even more devastating spread. And there is a fire on the Cleveland, possibly spreading from the Marne there. It did take a torpedo to the rear. Oh, just missed it. Might bring that in a little bit then. It's still going at 5 knots. Let's bring that in like that. And get exactly the same firing pattern off from our cruisers there, I think. Like about there-ish, I think. And the Myoko can do the same if we get that ready. Like that. And fire out there. Get them to hold. Just make sure they don't waste any shots, because if you fire with manual and leave them there, they will fire at exactly the same place with every barrage until you retarget your manual fire. But luckily, cruisers do reload fairly quickly, so we're going to keep doing that. As such. Whoa, we got a couple hits there. Got a couple nice hits there. Just waiting for that again. Oh, there we go. We're getting a couple on the Marne as well. Yes, the Marne's sinking. That is excellent stuff. I wasn't actually thinking we'd hit a destroyer in this match, or this engagement. I don't say match, it's not a matchmaking game. We're going to hold with the Congo's current salvo, and we're going to hold again with this. Okay, so I actually need to fire here. This is why I need to take advantage of the manual firing pattern, because once you know the enemy's dead in the water, a decent manual fire can be so much better than like a 90% solution. So much better. I'm going to pause there and retarget the Congo. It's a bit of a shame how it snaps back all the time. This is turning in a tad. Gonna get it like that, I think, and hold again. And wait to see the results. You do need to keep an eye out for where your shells land, though, I think. It is unfortunate they still straddle. There's nothing much you can do about that, so you can only give them a bearing to shoot at. We are hitting them though in the bridge there. That might start another fire, and maybe even hurt their targeting directors. So we're going to hold with the Chikuma again, and I think hold with the Myoko. Because it is turning into us now. But still going, actually it's increasing its speed, okay. That shouldn't be a problem. Should not be a problem. Look at that, that's getting very close now. We're going to lead us just a tad more then, if that's the case. And how's the Congo doing? It is loaded. Excellent. So we're going to fire out like that. Hold again. And Chikuma, you need to fire as well. So let's do that. So the speed is slowing down a tad to 11. Turn it down to 11. That's a Spinal Tap reference. The fleet does seem to be doing its own thing though, with as far as formation is concerned. So we are going to tell everything to form up on the Fubuki again, like that. And what we're going to do is actually turn it out like this so we can make sure we get all of our guns firing from our cruisers and battleship there. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so we get it. There we go, it's sunk. Excellent, and that will do for that engagement, I think. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's lovely 12 points there from a Cleveland, an Atlanta, and of course a Marne got sunk as well. So that's only 2 destroyers about, which is an easy engagement for any surface fleet. So I think what we're going to do is send the main surface fleet there to rearm and get its planes back for the Ryujo, of course. We're going to tell these Kates to return to base, which is instantly. And I think that will do it for today, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're looking at a very good position now, actually. Much better than how we started the previous episode off, I believe. We have pretty much cleared the area over here. Only a couple of destroyers remain in our way here. Not a problem at all. They've posed no threat to us. We've pushed back the carrier back to the New Hebrides, which I do suspect is going to make a reappearance very soon. So we just need to keep our scouts out around there and aggressively push with our submarines. And actually thinking about that, a note for the future would be to use our command points and perhaps get more submarines out so that we can patrol around here a bit easier. And of course out in this position here, this is rather a massive gap. I do believe there's going to be more American shipping in that area. It's quite an important port over here in Milne Bay and Moresby. But having said that, again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.